I am 105 years old, and I am the last one left. Everyone I loved is gone. Everyone I argued with is gone. Even the people I didn't like are gone. And before they left, every single one of them asked me the same question. What's your secret? And I gave them an answer, the same answer, every time. Clean food, simple living, discipline. And they believed me, because it sounded right, because it was easy, because it gave them something to hold on to. But the truth is, I was lying. Not because I wanted to deceive them, but because the real answer is not something people want to hear. You see, I watched something over the years. The men who counted every calorie, the women who never missed a workout, the ones who turned health into a religion. They didn't stay any longer. Some of them left even earlier than the rest. And that's when the question started bothering me. If the rules don't save you, then what does? I had more time than most to think about that. More quiet mornings, more empty afternoons, more nights sitting with nothing but my own thoughts. And slowly, the answer began to change. My name is Walter. I drove a taxi for 41 years. Same city, same streets. I knew every shortcut, every corner, every broken traffic light. I spent my life moving people from one place to another, but I never stopped to ask myself where I was going. Even now, I wake up at 6 in the morning, out of habit, not because I have to. I make my coffee, black, no sugar, same way I've made it for decades. And I sit in the same chair, the same exact chair I've been sitting in for almost 50 years. It creaks when I lean back. The wood is worn where my hands rest. It knows me, better than most people ever did. But the chair across from me has been empty for 11 years. I stopped pulling it out, stopped pretending someone might sit there again. People still come to see me, doctors, journalists, neighbors. They sit where she used to sit, and they all want the same thing, a formula, a system, a list they can follow. What do you eat? How much do you sleep? Do you take vitamins? And I give them what they came for, because I know they're not really listening. They write it down, they nod. They leave feeling satisfied, like they've solved something. But they didn't, because they never ask the question that matters. No one ever sits there and says, Walter, how do you keep going when everyone is gone? Walter, what makes you wake up in the morning when there's nothing waiting for you? Those are the questions I waited for, and no one ever asked them. There was a man I used to drive twice a week, same route, same hospital, Dr. Paulson, a nutritionist, the kind of man who had an answer for everything. He knew what to eat, what to avoid, when to eat, how much to eat. People listened to him, trusted him. He built his life around being right. One day I asked him a simple question. Doctor, what's the secret to living a long life? He didn't hesitate. Eat clean, sleep well, avoid stress. So I asked him something else. Do you do all of that? There was a pause, just the sound of the engine. Then he said, I eat clean, I sleep fine, and then the stress part I never figured out. He didn't make it very far. And that stayed with me. A man who knew everything still couldn't save himself from what was inside. You can control what you eat. You can control how much you move. But you cannot outrun a life that has no reason to continue. I learned that the hard way. I was married for 58 years, and I thought I was a good husband. I worked, I came home, I didn't disappear. But she used to say something to me, over and over again. You're sitting right here, but you're not really here. And I didn't understand it, not then. I thought being physically present was enough. It wasn't. I was already gone. Just not in a way anyone could measure. When I retired, everything ended. No schedule, no passengers, no purpose. Just time. Endless time. I would wake up, make my coffee, sit in that chair, and wait. Wait for what? I don't know. Days passed like that, one after another. And something started happening, quietly, slowly. My body was preparing to leave, because I had already stopped arriving. Then one morning I walked outside. There was a weed in the garden. I pulled it. Then another. Then another. 2 hours later, I was on my knees, breathing hard, hands covered in dirt. And for the first time in months, I felt something. I felt alive. The morning after my wife died, I woke up at 6, out of habit. I went to the kitchen, and I made 2 cups of coffee. I placed them on the table, and I sat down. I couldn't drink mine, and I couldn't throw hers away. So I just sat there, watching it get cold. The light changed, the room shifted. Time kept moving, and I realized something I didn't want to accept. The day was not going to stop for me. So I stood up. I went outside, pulled a few weeds, walked a little. Called my son. Didn't say much, but it was enough. Just enough to get through that day. That's the real secret. Not diet, not routines, not rules. Every single day, you need a reason. Some days it's small, so small you could miss it. But it's enough. Because I've seen it. A man can live to 105 and still leave early. The days are not in your way. The days are the whole thing.